that is severely warped from the damage. The scenery is a little different. We did get a bigger shop. So this is part 2 for the 2020 Triton. This is the boat that got burned when in part 1's video we cut out this entire part and we made an entire new part. So this is part 2, which is going to be pretty much just doing all the metal flake work. We're going to do the blue, the silver, the black metal flake, and a little bit of a solid color of black gel coat on the bottom. We're going to spray the floor, and then once we get all the metal flake sprayed, we're going to spray clear gel coat only over top of all of it, and then let it cure, and then sand it from 240 all the way to 1000 grit, and then buff and polish the entire boat, and then get all the carpet set out, cut out, trimmed, and ready to go. Some people say it couldn't be done, but here we are. Alrighty, so we got our first coat of black gel coat on. This is going to be our base coat. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to let this sit and cure for a little bit so it can tack up, so I can add a lot more to it. And I'm going to mix up more black gel coat, but this time I'm going to add wax. Wax is a surfacing agent. It's going to rise to the top, allowing the gel coat to cure. That way I can sand it 240 grit and then run my tape line. And then do our silver and then our blue. So we'll start in the center. We'll start in the center and then work our way outwards. So up next is going to be taping and spraying black metal flake. So what I'm doing essentially is every so many inches, I've got some blue tape here that's going to mimic my silver metal flake line because I have to stay within that width. So from the black metal flake to the black metal flake on this side, I have to be able to fit blue metal flake and 2 silver metal flake stripes that are the width of the blue tape. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now, is I'm kind of critiquing it, making sure it's perfect. And then I'll be able to spray the silver. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this up. So I put these very precise, so I know exactly that the green tape that I'm putting on right now, that's going to be overlapping other green tape and yellow tape in the center, that is going to be the blue metal flake. It's just going to be covered up. I always say the most expensive part of metal flake repairs seems to be tape. You go through probably, I don't know, $200 or $300 of tape on each metal flake boat that gets repaired. But you gotta have it though. You gotta have the clean, perfect lines. Looks like I've encountered a small problem. Where this black metal flake meets up, it appears to be a little bit too far this way. So if I put my blue tape right here, it's barely going to overlap the green tape, which means I've got to pull it from here and adjust it, because it might be perfect right here, but it's not down here. So I'm just going to realign this, because it comes too far to the inside. I'll take this same piece of tape and I'll put it right here. where the silver metal flake kind of already is. Taping over unwaxed gel coat, clear gel coat, or any gel coat really, is kind of tricky sometimes because it likes to lift. So you have to like constantly keep putting pressure on it and whatnot. Hopefully, I'm correct. I will be able to run blue tape here without any overlapping. Seems like I can just a little bit. I may have to bring this green tape line on the blue. Actually, no, that one's good. That one seems to be fine. It does go inwards a little bit right here. Pull only the green tape line. So right here, you can see where this line was off. So the gap is going to be need to be covered up because this blue line, you know, is, like I said, is a silver. So. So we're back on this boat right here. As you can tell, the scenery is a little different. We did get a bigger shop. We had the opportunity, and I was like, look, we need a bigger shop so we can do more boats, more projects and such. So this is a 3,500 square foot shop coming from a, I think, maybe 1,200 square foot shop. So we're not fully like in yet. I've still got to do the overhead lighting and remove the gas lights. We might even do a little shop tour once we get everything kind of going and installed. We're still in the process of like just settling in, you know. So this is my light tower that I built. I just kind of threw it together real quick. Went to Home Depot and got some wood and a bunch of nails, screwed it all together, put our LED lights from our other shop ceiling, just kind of, actually I zip tied them on there and add some screws. But as you can see, our overhead lighting is not the best right now. So I'm in the process of doing that. I've got a bunch of these I'm going to hang up. They're like high base ceiling lights off Amazon. Just last week I got the gantry crane put back in here, welded together, and she's ready to go. This is a center console that we're also doing a complete restoration on, but not to waste any time, let's just get to it. So I'm just going to do a quick walk around, kind of do a little bit of a briefing of what's going with this one. So earlier in the video, you'll notice that I had to do all the pin striping. Now this pin striping, I've got to say, I think it came out better than the factory paint lines. But I went ahead and got everything, sprayed the black metal flake. I've ran my blend lines. And you can see this right here. You know, that flake is, there's no hard line. You can see how it just gradually is blended into the rest of the OEM flake that was already here. I didn't originally want to sand to spray any of this blue, but this clear gel coat on this boat is extremely thin. So when I was prepping this for clear, I mean, I barely grazed over it with some 240 and turned the blue flake silver. So I had to reflake a couple layers, but no big deal. On this side, I've got all this prep. This is going to be my clear area. There is one tiny issue right here. You can see that there's a little bit of a metal flake line, so I'm going to have to adjust this. I'm going to have to probably go down a little bit farther right here and just kind of feather that flake out so I can clear it. And I got to prep the surface, give it a good acetone wipe. There's a little bit of stuff right there, but no big deal. Other than that, I mean, this thing is pretty much almost done. I still have to do below the rub rail. Everything's prepped. It's ready for flake, but you know, keep in mind, this is metal flake and clear gel coat only. So that means as soon as you get it sprayed, you have to put clear gel coat over it to protect it. Because if it becomes air inhibited or if it becomes contaminated with just anything, then you pretty much have to sand it all down and redo it. So that's where it's very important to get clear gel coat only over the surface. But anyways, let's just get to it. I'm gonna start mixing up clear gel coat and start spraying and see where this goes. Guys, so this right here that you see currently is approximately 4 quarts. Actually, no, it's 5 quarts. So what I'm going to do is let this flash off for about 6 hours, 6 to 10. There's no wax additive in here at all, no surfacing agent. It's straight clear gel coat and MEKP catalyzed at 2%. And you can start to see where there's more orange peel, which is completely normal for gel coat. I had to get past the rough feel of the metal flake. There were certain areas where I should have probably stuck some tape to peel up any kind of loose flake. So I'm having to spray a lot more clear over certain areas, like right here on the silver pinstripe. You can see a little bit where the silver flake is just sticking up a little bit. But even if it gives me a problem later on, it'll be fine. I am spraying the deck. I don't have to get as much clear on there because, I mean, there's carpet going over it. I did spray metal flake on it and this whole tub section here. But other than that, I did crawl in from over here and jumped on top of the plastic to get that inside rail. That was a little bit tricky, but there is a lot more clear gel coat on this exterior and inside here than there is on the inside rail. So when I come back later, I'm going to focus on the inside of this railing area, get it nice and thick, because even though I just sprayed for an hour and a half solid, this is still only probably 10 mils of thickness. So if I were to stop and, you know, put PVA over the top of it right now, then I would easily sand through, no doubt. All right, so now that we've already sprayed clear gel coat, I did multiple passes. I would spray probably 5 coats, and then I would wait for about 4 or 5 hours, come back, spray more, and then the very final coat, I sprayed PVA only, and that's gonna allow gel coat to come to a surface cure. Now, if you check this out, this is where we're at right now with it. At this stage, this is 400 grit. And you know, you can see a little bit of DA marks, scratches, which is normal. We start out blocking it with 240, and then 400, 600, 800, 1000, and then after 1000, that's when we'll do a high cut buff. A lot of times it'll take, you know, 2 times of buffing, 2 rounds of polishing before it's ready to go. Now down here, we still have a lot of, not a whole lot, but I'm gonna tape up, I'm gonna spray the black metal flake, and then I'll spray the blue, and then the silver, and then clear over each color of metal flake. And then from this line down is black gel coat only. So you can't spray, you know, metal flake, clear and not spray that next color up to it, because as soon as you start sanding your metal flake, it'll turn silver. So we have to spray black gel coat as well. Even if most of it gets sanded off, it's just got to be blocked out at one time and ready to go. Other than that, we have a compartment lid right here that is severely warped from the damage of the fire, and it's going to be, I'm not really sure. I can't find a replacement part for it right now. So the only other option is to have one custom made. I think I found a company out west somewhere that will make a new one out of aluminum. Maybe I can send the old one back, I'm not sure. But I am looking for somebody that is familiar with making these lids. We can make them in-house with fiberglass, but it'll kind of slow our repair process down. So we're going to be looking for somebody to be making aluminum lids, hatches, all the good stuff. And you know, so far, other than that, I think this repair is pretty straightforward. We have a rubber seal that goes on top, this top notch right here. The carpet comes right up to you know, this right here. But you know, the whole deck area, we didn't really have to spray metal flake, but I did anyways. Just so you know, if somebody has this boat 10 years from now, they're gonna pull it up and it's just gonna look like a factory boat instead of like there's been a massive repair. So you know, we're on 400 now. I'll do a little bit of a time lapse of us doing 600, 800, 1,000 buffing, polishing, and I probably won't come back and have any commentary until, you know, it's been buffed and polished, and of course any issues that we run into.
Had to get some traction on these ball tires.
This is after all the metal flake has been sprayed, and we are sanding and refinishing now. We're currently on 240 grit. We got the whole side blocked out, 240, working our way to go to 400 grit next. Here we go. We are pulling it outside right now because it needs to be detailed and cleaned before we can go further into detailing it. But all the metal flake and all the gel coat is done. So it's time to bring it out. We're doing a rough fit of this rub rail. It's gonna end up getting a new one for sure. She's looking mint. Well, almost mint. It's really dirty right now. Robert here is gonna detail it, clean it. So it's really mostly just like a bunch of twisted wool hairs from the rotary buffer and compound ash all over it. But that's about to be changed. It's about to get a complete spray foam cannon and a good wash. Because look at this. You wouldn't believe it, but we've actually had plastic over it several different times while working on it. Most of all this is just buffing compound though. It's not like fiberglass or anything. So it's all stuff that can be washed away, no issues. So let's see what it looks like when it's washed. Hey, what we got going on here? Got the filler neck assembly pulled up. What were we chasing? A hose clamp? Had to get a little access port down there. I didn't even know that this thing right here pops out. Was it even screwed in?
Yeah.
About 4 screws, 6 screws. So what's the alternative goal for this?
Try to feed it through and
Yeah, we got a few clamps. I think there's a ring that goes around here. I think there's actually 2.
Yeah.
Right, there's 2. And then screw it back down. Check this out. We got the new trim piece put in. Alrighty, so here it is. This is the 2020 Triton TRX20. We're completely finished with it. Pull it outside and wash it real quick, and then other than that, the whole top side is ceramic coated. All the metal flake work is done. We got this hinge, this compartment lid. I mean, the hinge is a little bit bent, and the lid itself is still warped, so it's gonna have to be remade. It's overlapping like half of an inch, but we went ahead and carpeted it anyways. So other than that, we're just gonna wrap it up and do until the next one.